Hoop 5 is wide open. Let's hoping someone can gain control of this hoop 5. Yep. Black puts a shot on. Slightly off centre to the hoop, but probably a couple yards, I'd say. A yard and a bit away. So a fair shot. Oh, he had a little bit too excited on that one. Just went slightly off. There we go. Yep, it's in there, but it's not perfect. And because of how tight blue actually is, I don't know if he's got a clean shot at it. Yep, and Gary comes in and nicks black to take it out of hoop running position. But now he could potentially clear yellow with a nice stun shot here.
Looking a little bit promising for Darren.
Yep, that's a good little stun shot there. That's the outcome you wanted there. It potentially by a lot of the body language I've been seeing in the last couple of days, it looks like it's been a really long couple of days for these players.
They had a good many games yesterday. They played 6 games yesterday.
Wow.
They got through it indeed. Well done. We've got another little hoop shot here. And he gets it through. Well done. There is no chance of a down trail here today.
A down trail. Is that the words?
Down trail. Down trail, yep. That's where you get
that
a 7-0.
7-0.
Yep. No chance here. Well done,
down
Darren.
Trail.
Yep. Hopefully this is the chance of his comeback here a little bit, because Gary was getting away on him a little bit there. Ooh, did he get that tight? I can't quite see that. Or was that slightly to the left of the hoop? Ah, there you go. Oh, there we go. That's tidied it up, maybe. That's a good shot.
But it's not going to
unfortunately,
stay there.
that's... No. Good shot.
He's walking a bit despondent, Darren.
Yeah, I was just looking at that a little bit. He's had a couple of really wayward sort of shots and a couple of little bouncer clearances that he's had, and he's just trying to get himself back into it. Yep, it's a tough one, and that now just leaves yellow open at the hoop. Ooh, slightly hits the yep.
can't blame the hoops for that. They're
No.
so good.
Although we were having this discussion about the quadway hoops which are being used, and the reaction that they have independent to the ground that they are in. I played because our club where I have is a quadway hoop and 6 lawns, quadways, and we got pretty firm ground, so therefore they are very difficult.
So you've been discussing how they behave.
Yeah, how they behave, and so we had went to a high-low AC doubles pairing yesterday, and the hoops were set exactly the same as we always have, but they were a lot easier because the ground was a lot softer. So just depends on the ground below as well, which can make them that little bit more tricky. No, and you can't blame the hoop for that shot either. It's just a clean miss. Is that you, Nelson?
It is. Who
hey,
am I
mate.
speaking to?
Just Josh.
Josh, hi.
Hi. He's hit that left-hand peg there, wire there. It's it just doesn't seem to be a lot of excitement about Darren today in this last few hoops. So
okay, I eventually got on. So what is the stage of the game?
So Gary looks like he's just run hoop 6 very cleanly. So that takes him to 5-1.
Right. And is this the final, or just it's just one on the block?
Just a round robin.
There's no
final round robin match.
Right.
So this is the last round of the round robin.
Right. Yep.
Gary Phipps is doing very nicely. I think he's had 2 losses out of 11 games, or 10 games. So this is the last one. Darren, I think, has had a couple of wins. He hasn't done so well. But so Gary is playing very nicely in this game.
Right. And
I think he's now 5-1 up.
Yeah. Oh, it should be.
So Nelson Morrow.
Yes.
Can I introduce you to the listeners? We have another commentator from New Zealand, and we have in the broadcast area, the broadcast room, we have Owen Edwards, in whose honour this tournament is named. So
right.
Nelson Morrow is on the other end of the internet.
Hi there.
Hello, Owen. How are you?
I'm quite worn out from the long drive from where I live, come down the freeway. It's quite an interesting experience. But it's a delight here at the moment with the sunshine and a wonderful view of the players.
Yeah. Yes, I have played at Kenley before. I was over for the Worlds in 20. Yeah. And Gary Phillips is your reigning GC champion, isn't he?
He is.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's come over here from Western Australia.
Yeah, he's done very well in the last few years, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Yep, nice fair clearance. Nice.
Yeah.
Yellow doesn't go that far. Yep. Blue goes into a tight position, but slightly off centre. And Gary just clears that.
Quite hit that full ball. No.
No.
It does make a difference when you hit full ball.
Yep. As we saw just with Gary's yellow clearance, black went to the corner and yellow only went half a yard.
Yes, these hoops are always difficult to actually just sneak into. You touch a little bit of wire and they just bounce straight out.
They break your heart. That's what they do. They break your heart when that happens.
It stops the dribblers. That's what it does.
Have we got a jump shot attempt at really angly one?
Yeah. No clips. I'd say yes.
Really,
yeah. Ooh.
I'm not sure that was the best tactic. But did he go through? No, he didn't go through. No.
No.
Old clip.
Yeah, it's.
I just saw a clip going on.
Yeah, he got it straight, but that's not really what he wanted. That outcome there.
There, you see, I would have really
snuck.
I would have snuck blue right in there, close there. That just gives Gary a simple stop shot clearance,
Yeah, or he hasn't even got the block right.
No, he's not even. No, he's not even going.
No, so he gave Gary a really big shot at the hoop.
And now he really can actually just take position nicely inside the hoop.
Now, yellow's there. Yep. So, yep, that looks fair.
Ooh.
Although it doesn't look like he's got the outcome
like
he
he can
wanted.
run. No, I think and yellow can easily clear it. If anything, he would have been better to actually go into a wide position from yellow there, and play the patient game. But he just gave Gary a simple clearance.
Yeah. Although Gary didn't get full ball on that either.
Wasn't all that good.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so I think for me, if I'm Darren, I'm looking to gain control back at this hoop and not do that. Unless that went through.
Did that? I can't tell.
I can't tell.
Let's see if a clip goes on. Great shot.
Clip goes on.
Oh, well.
Yep. Okay. So what do I know? It was the right option for him.
In this game, if you can run long hoops, you're gonna win.
Yeah. Although the previous 6 hoops, he's had attempts at all of them, and they have been within half a yard away, and he's missed them all. So I guess, yeah. So that maybe gives him a bit of confidence now, and up temps that game. So that's 5-2 to Gary, and Gary just has a good position shot at hoop 8. What's he done? That looks really wide and back far. Yeah, I guess some people should realise, both Nelson and I are in New Zealand, and we're just watching probably what you guys are watching. So
it's a bit hard to actually see everything. The whole. No.
Yeah.
That is the problem when you the focus on Gary now. I don't know. I can't see what the other balls are doing in relation to only when
that's right.
I can now. But that's a good shot.
Yeah, so that's a great shot. That for me is where I probably would have wanted red in the first place, and that yellow.
Absolutely, a wide from blue,
red,
really.
That's right. Red was really short, but yeah, I guess that's the one of the outcomes of trying to do a blocking position is it never really quite works all the time.
So okay, he puts this in. If he doesn't get a block, red's got an easy clearance on black, and even if he has, yellow's still got a very easy stop shot on blue. So actually, ooh, wow.
Okay. Now,
that's the great thing about this game. There's always choices.
There's always choices.
And the choices are not always what the commentators would do, eh?
No, or even the two players,
Yeah, although I would have, so maybe that shot was maybe the right one, with maybe black had a blocked hoop shot with yellow. Just looking, maybe that would the reason for clearing blue rather than black. Although he looks like he's lining up the hoop. Just saying, coming through the grades, I was always taught to look at your next ball to play. Potentially clear that next ball to play if you're going to clear something. So let's hope this isn't a hoop shot. He did have a hoop shot, but he's missed it.
He missed the hoop completely, yeah. I still think Gary's line of play was not the best there, though.
But Gary has a shot at the hoop still. So, and he has been running hoops reasonably well. Yep, and he gets that one. So that is 6-2 to Gary. So,
and in this game, you're always weighing up your opponent's abilities as well. So, and probably, as you said earlier, Josh, Darren has missed a number of these hoops, and perhaps Gary felt confident about letting him have another go at it.
Although all you need is a spark in this game, and you want to keep that fire out before it burns again.
Yeah, that's true. A game can swing.
Yep, we've seen it many times in World Championship finals. How one player can be dominant and another player surges back really, really well, and then overtakes. So here we go. We've got.
Yes, I mean we've all been.
Yep. Sorry.
It was a fairly good black, wasn't it? I couldn't see.
That was a great black. I'd be happy with black. Yeah.
Oh,
yellow, fair, but could be a little bit better.
Well, it's good. No, it's good because it's actually protected from blue. That's what's the good thing about yellow.
That's right.
Yeah. Whereas basically, red can take out black, and yellow's got a chance at the hoop.
So it looks like he's going for a little pokey shot. I think he played that way too hard
can
for
now
my
take
liking.
out black. Way too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, great shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yellow was such a good shot because it got hidden from blue, so blue could not clear the black, allowed then red to clear the black, and yellow's now sitting in prime position. No, it was Gary's play was there. It was really good.
I think with Darren here, that hoop shot was probably 5 times too hard. All he wanted really to do was just be sitting in that jaws. Because yellow did have a difficult sort of angly jump shot to that, but now he's given himself a massive Croquet return.
Yellow doesn't look very difficult. I think yellow's got a good.
No, that's straight. Yeah, there you go.
Not straight, but I mean it's certainly it's a good 70%.
So we've got Gary here, going to run hoop 9 to make it 7-2.
Yep.
And that's a 7-2. Well done, Gary.
Yeah.
It's a very tidy effort by Gary there.
Yep.
Gary didn't, and it just goes to show you, he didn't do anything flashy. There was no 13-yard hoops.
But when he was given the opportunity of running a hoop, he ran them.
He ran them, yeah, and he cleared his balls reasonably well, firmly, and that looks like that's it.
That's
for that lawn there.
All right. Well, this was a sort of a trial for us for the McRobertson Shield. So obviously I need to go in through Chrome. I didn't realise that. So at least we've discovered that and ready to.
But don't go away, Nelson. We have another game.
Right.
We have another game going on.
Right.
Gary Phipps is at the top of the table with 8 wins. Richard Hinks also at the top of the table with 8 wins. Now Gary's gone to 9 wins. We have Richard on court 2 playing John Vandertout, who was on 7 wins. So Richard has the potential to catch up, or maybe not because of the hoop difference,
No.
which will be quite positive for Gary.
Currently 8 wins apiece. As it stands, without this result from Gary, 8 wins each, and Gary had a 5+5 hoop difference on Richard. So Richard will have to do something very amazing against John. And
I don't think he can do it, can he?
Come from behind.
I think they're at hoops.
Arithmetically, he can't do it.
Are they at hoop 7?
But we can see whether he comes second.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I'll stay on until you guys get sick of me. So.
Yeah, I do have to go in about 5 minutes because I've got it. I do need to go in about 5 minutes actually. I'm due to go out.
Thank you so much for coming on.
I'll leave you. Not at all, and look forward to actually getting involved with the MAC next week. So I think it's going to be an exciting McRobertson Shield, and I think we're going to see some fantastic games.
I think we are, and it will be great to have your contribution to the commentary.
Lovely. Okay, nice to see you. Okay.
Fantastic.
He walked around.
Chat to you soon, Nelson. Well done.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so we look like we're on hoop 7. Richard is, however, 5-1 up. So, is he pulling off that amazing win that he does need against John Vandertout, who is no stickler either? So, very, very old hand. I met John in 2011 at Hurlingham at the World Championships over there, and he was very steady over there and gave a lot of people some scares. So I'm sure he can still do it today.
I think he'd need to win by 10, which is arithmetically impossible.
Well, do we have this, super card where every hoop he scores counts for 2? Not sure. But let's stay tuned anyway with Richard because looks like he's playing a really good performance here. So let's stay with him and see what happens. It's a big swing up there from John. Nope, that looked like it was a hoop shot to me rather than a Croquet.
Looked as if it went between the hoop and the ball.
Yeah.
Oi! That black missed the clearance at yellow, and now maybe John just looks like he's rubbing it in a little bit. Reminding Richard he is human after all.
He says,
There we go.
He's
We've
going
got
to
a
do a
jump
jump.
shot.
Oh,
We do have a
he
jump
didn't
shot.
get the hoop.
no.
I thought maybe he was saying, I got the hoop.
Ah.
Again, we're talking about these percentage shots, and I just don't think a jump shot at this point is needed. The ball is way back from the hoop. Okay. Plan B was succeeded because he still cleared the ball away from the hoop. So, again, the commentator's curse. What do we know? Yeah, and I think you bring up a good point. Nelson brought up a good point. You just got to weigh up those percentages in these little these games here. because
John is a great one for percentages.
Yep.
Possibly he thought what you did, that if the jump didn't go, the clearance would work.
Yeah. Well, we could have had a completely different result if he had jumped over the ball and hit the hoop. So we would be looking at blue potentially running the hoop here. So that, for me, that percentage was I need to 100% hit the ball and get rid of that ball out of the hoop running position. So, yeah. And again, depending on what shot you play, you actually don't need to send that blue ball halfway down the lawn. You just need to get it just past the hoop and have your ball sort of hiding as well, which that's a very simple shot as well. What do we have here? What's going on here? We've got the referee coming on. Has something happened, or have we lost a yellow ball?
It's a decision about where the ball went out, perhaps.
Yeah, it's definitely the discussion happening there. Where did it go out? Oh, and so let's not forget that yellow was the jump shot. So yellow was the jump shot, so it's not, doesn't have the ability of being able to say, oh, it just missed that ball on that side, so that's where it would have ended up. Yep, and I think this is fair.
We have a replay which we could do.
Well, I think both parties just agree to a position.
Oh, absolutely.
And let's just move on.
We don't have technology coming in to be a third referee in these days.
Oh, and as we know, those TMOs do stick their noses in too much in rugby matches as well. So let's just keep that TMO well out of it. Yep, good hoop 7 shot. So that takes Richard to 6-1.
Yes.
Looked like a fair shot too. Sorry, I can't tell you guys where it landed. Oh no, there we go. Maybe peg high. Yep, probably about peg high. That's a good red in there by John. I'd be reasonably happy with red if I was playing. What have we done with black? Oi! We went for one of these. Oh well, we'll see if it works out shots. I didn't quite get it, but no harm done there just yet. So we've got two Solomon grip players here playing, and both of them are very different Solomon grip players. Oi, that gave me a heart attack for 30 seconds, that one. Oi. Stay away from that hoop with that red. And isn't it? I'm just looking back. Isn't it great being able to have these big events like this, given the current situation that's happening worldwide? So it's good to be able to be out there playing.
It's such a pleasure to be back on the lawn.
Oh, it's just been amazing. Although where I have been in central North Island, New Zealand, we've only had our original lockdown. So we only really didn't have the ability to play for about 6 weeks. Although a lot of tournaments were still cancelled, but we still had club events that we could have had. So missed it too much, but it is great to be able to get back out there and be playing freely. Oh, look at that.
Well
Mr.
done, wasn't
John.
that nice?
Fantastic.
So we were out of action for the best part of 2 years.
Yes.
Very long time.
Yep. No, you suddenly start to forget even what croquet is after 2 years.
This event was initiated last year at a time when only elite players were allowed to play. You could have a competition that involved elite players because they were allowing the national football and those sort of things to happen. So we said, okay, croquet players can be elite as well. And we initiated a golf croquet event, which is this one, and an association croquet event, which has happened earlier this year for its second iteration. And we're very pleased to have both events. So this
fantastic.
one is a high-level event, not quite as elite as last year, when it was won by Robert Fletcher, whom many people watching this will know. And we should stop and allow this point to happen.
Yep. No, that was just a good clearance, and that was fine. So John's probably be looking either. For me, there's only 2 options here. It's either position or clearing black. I guess you've got the block as well, so you've got 3 options. And he has achieved neither. Although he has gone a wide, a deep position, which is still reasonably okay. But given the fact that we all knew that black was going to clear yellow, great clearance. That's a good clearance.
So Robert Fletcher, just to finish my thought, he would be the defending champion, but of course he's preparing for next week's big competition in association croquet, which is the McRobertson Shield. And he's the leading player in the Australian team, which is defending its title and strongly challenged by your colleagues in New Zealand.
I would say, from what I've been reading, this would be one of the most evened McRobertson Shields, if I'm not mistaken. It does seem that any team could pull it off, but you know, let's just hope that the right New Zealand team wins.
Well, you support your team and I support mine.
But you know, it's great. I was very fortunate enough to commentate the McRobertson Shield when it was in New Zealand, and that was back when we just were doing the typing, like on Croquet Scores. So it's going to be a very different thing, live streaming it and commentating where we can. And that was a good experience as well, and it was great to see the New Zealanders. Actually, it was New Zealand versus Australia I commentated, and New Zealand were very dominant in that test at Maruiba Club in Napier all those years ago. What would it be? Must be about 8 years ago then, because we've had a McRobertson Shield in the US in between. So yeah, about 8 years ago. Yep.
Now we come to a jump.
It does look like that. He's taking the clips
off. Why is he doing this?
Yeah. So why would we be taking the clips off a hoop shot like this, a jump shot?
It was in the rules that if you touched the clip on the way through, the hoop didn't count.
Yep. So is that because the clip is classed as an outside agency?
Owen is the preeminent referee in Australia.
I'm a bit rusty, but I think Kate's got the right answer.
Yeah, no, I was just sort of asking why the hoop wouldn't be counted. And is that because it would be classed as an outside agency?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Kate's answer was correct.
And it was Josh's answer. Your answer, Josh, you're right.
No, yeah, so.
An outside agency.
Yeah, no, you're just trying to get whoever's listening as to why. Yep.
Yeah, good question. A lot of people ask themselves that question.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
And it is no longer a problem.
No.
Oh,
that's a good clearance. He didn't have a lot of ball there to hit that one.
But and just the same, I think people do now take them off because they think if it hits the clip, it might deflect and not go through.
Yeah. Ooh. Is that what he wanted to achieve? He's gained position with yellow. So now Richard has a decision. Which one do I clear? Right one, next one to play. And just plays it very beautiful stun shot. No, interesting bit of information for everybody else. In New Zealand, we the Golf Croquet Laws Committee have just this is the first year it will be initiated senior golf croquet referees, because previously everybody was trained just as a golf croquet referee. So we sort of followed suit to the AC side of it, where we have in New Zealand umpires, referees, and then senior referees. So we have 3 levels in AC, and 3 levels is rightfully so because you have about 2,000 laws in AC, as it seems. Probably not as much as 2,000, but it's a lot. So yeah, in GC I've just qualified as a senior referee as well for GC. So we're we're looking a bit promising in the fact of laws here in New Zealand. We're trying to better ourselves here, I think.
Now I think John's playing yellow. Yellow seems to have a shot on hoop.
Yes, you're right.
And he
gets it sailing through. Where's that ended up? He looked like he gave that a fair whacker. Bit of discussion here. Yeah, that bit of discussion happening there.
I wasn't clear what that was about.
Yeah, no, we can't tell you that. What it was about. But it did stop Richard a little bit in his tracks. So
there's yellow.
Yep, yellow there. So that was a really good hoop shot for that odd hoops. Like I said before, winning the odd hoops in GC is very key for me. And that's just because the odd hoops always lead on to next hoop.
Is that the position of blue? Is that what they were talking about? Blue's not offside.
Must be. I couldn't tell you because I didn't think blue was anywhere near offside.
Well, blue's
because
right
again,
up
you're
there.
looking at the half. But blue got up there after yellow had run the hoop.
Ah.
Because yellow would have run the hoop, so blue
blue's...
would have popped up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it didn't look like. Yeah. Not the best clearance. But has he just taken it off target a little bit? A little bit off target from the centre, but runnable position, I would say, for Richard. The way he's run hoops, I think this is... Yep, there you go.
That's game.
Done what he needs to do. That's game. Richard wins 7-3 on the 10th hoop. So well done, Richard. And another bit of discussion happening on here. No, not a lip reader either. So it's a unclear. And looks like Gary, who may be our winner for this event, is lifting the hoops in. As someone who does the grounds at my local club, seeing someone pull the hoops out without a hoop lifter breaks my heart.
You think they might be wobbling them and making them unsteady in the ground?
Well, that's the potential, isn't it? You make that hole a little bit bigger when it doesn't quite come out. But these do look like they're coming out with ease, so that may not be such an issue.
They've taken the hoops up.
But yes. Taking the hoops up, so that looks like that's the conclusion
so
of the
Owen This is the last
Cup.
round, and maybe one of the last games. And we're going to go downstairs for the presentation, which Owen will be presenting. So we're going to, between now and then, while everyone's setting up, I'm going to thank you so much, Josh. Josh Smith from New Zealand, who's been commentating and will be coming back to commentate during the McRobertson Shield next week. And I thank also Owen Edwards, after whom this competition is named. And we will just see a little interview with Owen to occupy the time while we're setting up for the presentation, which Owen will be presenting the cup. So thank you very much, everybody, and do hang about, watch the little video, and then join us for the presentation.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
All right, guys. There we go. Leave you in Kakite.
My name's Owen Edwards, and I belong to Ivanhoe Park and to Kew Croquet Clubs. My wife and I were walking in the park at Ivanhoe. We saw croquet being played. We were fascinated by it. The coach came out. She was a charming lady, Robbie, and we went in, had a few little hits, but my wife and I went back the following Saturday, and the rest is history. I think that was probably about 40 years ago. Yes, well, there's been a slight decline in participation in association croquet, but there's been a dramatic increase in golf croquet. And we've also seen the introduction of gate ball, which is dramatic in Asia, millions playing there. We've also seen a number of games of variations in association, particularly ricochet, which is probably the most popular game in Queensland. But the game, all told, is growing gradually, nicely. Well, as a player and as a referee, I've got two loves. And as a player, I won the Australian Championships in golf croquet 3 times. And as a referee, refereed or been in charge of referees in several world championships. Well, I would have preferred to see achieved a greater growth than we've experienced, and as such I was involved with the VCA and the ACA in promotion activities, and we ran numerous exhibitions in the exhibition building and at Jeff's shed and places like that to make the public more aware of the game. It's been a very slow process in that regard. The thing that worries me a little bit is that there are several variations being played of association croquet, ricochet, cue croquet, and a few others, and I don't think it's a good idea to go too far away from the main game, because that's what it really is, and it's the test of skill that is so enjoyable. It's made me enjoy getting out and getting my vitamin D ration, because vitamin D is caused by getting some sunlight on your body, and I enjoy the outdoor environment. I think more than anything it's been the refereeing side, even though I've enjoyed the playing side more than the refereeing side, but it's attitude that is important, and the whole idea of croquet is that it's played by people who have good manners, and I like demonstrating as a referee good manners rather than being dictatorial, and I think that that's a change in society that can benefit us all. My top tip for a player: well, firstly, one should make sure that they've got a decent mallet, and whatever money you spend on a mallet, it really doesn't matter, they last forever. And whereas when I used to play squash and tennis, I'd break them regularly. As a matter of fact, I think I almost went broke playing squash, because when you smack your racket against the wall, that's another 150 bucks gone. But croquet, you can just have one mallet and it will last you forever. Another top tip: yes, there are occasions where I've surprised myself and I've learnt about myself, because being in uncomfortable positions, facing being knocked out of the event, something seems to get hold of me and I become a different person. Not in a nasty way, but in an internal way where I feel that I have to do better. I have to rise above my normal mediocre sense, and I've had some success in channeling that. On 3 occasions I found myself running behind, and it looked as though it was all over, but something seemed to overcome me, and within my body, within my brain, something arose and made me determined to play better, and strangely I succeeded, and nobody was more surprised than me, but it was determination not to be not to lose.
Looking, I'm not very good at these sort of things. So they get to see it on their phones, so they just check. Yeah.
Tell me when to go.
You're away, I think.
So, I'm Kate Patrick, President of Croquet Victoria, and I am welcoming Gary Phipps, who has come here from Moorabinda in Western Australia.
Yes.
And has travelled the furthest of anybody to be on the croquet courts here for this Owen Edwards championship.
Yep.
And just wondering, Gary, if you can tell us a bit about how you came to be playing croquet.
Well, simple story really. A friend invited us down to the club after work one day, and we play every Tuesday afternoon, old Les and I, and ever since then it's just something I don't like missing. I've actually had to miss the last 2 Tuesdays because we come here, but and so from that just got into club play, and I just really enjoy it. As I say to everybody, I wish I had found croquet earlier. It's such a great game. I love coming to Melbourne to play. It's the 3rd time now, and just the people you meet, it's terrific. So it's always good. And so that's pretty much my story.
So how long have you been doing that? How long ago when did you start? How old were you when you started?
Well, late 2017. I've just turned 61. So what's that? Probably 55, 56. So used to like playing golf, but golf wasn't very good on my back. So this is great. So I find and it's such a healthy sport, being outside and spending time with people and friends. It's terrific, and you can be competitive too. So it's nice to play something competitive at our age.
Absolutely, yes, and you can go on playing it for another 20, 30 years maybe.
Well, so. You never know. We'll keep trying anyway.
So you've done very well in this competition.
Yes.
Tell us about the height. Start with the low point. Did you have a low point in this competition?
Well, I lost 2 games, and in both those games my opponents played really well, and I just wasn't able to get myself hitting well enough to put some pressure on them. So I suppose that's something I've got to keep working on, is putting hoop pressure on when you're not playing well. But what I really like about this competition is people like Helen and Richard, and seeing their improvement over the last few years is terrific. And I got to play in the ISS this time for the first time for WA. Yeah, the Interstate Shield. So for the first time, and that was a great experience. And I can't wait to see Richard get there and have his opportunity in a few years' time as well. You certainly learn lots. There were no easy games this weekend. They were all challenging, and I think that's great. It's great for croquet. It's great for this particular tournament to have such a really good competition. I think we all lost games, as I say, and it wasn't easy.
Everybody had a win. Everybody had a loss.
So what more could you ask for? And beautiful weather. Like, I went to the Melbourne Cup and freezing 3 days in a row, and we've come here and we've had 2 beautiful days. So maybe that's the key. Don't go to the races, just come and play croquet.
Okay, and for you, what was the high point? Was there a moment when you thought, I'm so pleased with that shot or that outcome?
Just hanging in there, I think, at the end. Just winning the last game was really important, so just keeping my head down, I think. Any nice shot's a good shot. So if your last shot's always a winner, so that's the one you remember most, I suppose. So making the last hoop, how's that?
Yes, that's good. Yep. That's very good. Okay, thank you very much.
Pleasure. And before I go, just want to say thank you to the people who prepared Canley. Absolutely fantastic to be able to come to a venue like this with 12 courts and all the work that goes into it. We've got 6 courts at home, and I know how much 6 courts takes in terms of preparation. So to get 12 courts up and running in such fantastic condition is absolute tribute to the people who help out here. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it is all voluntary, the work here, so it's been fantastic for us having that work be done and have people like you come here and say that. So thank you very much.
Mac Rob coming, so you've got the best in the world shortly. So
the best in the world coming very soon to these very courts.
Yeah.
So we just let the camera dwell on the courts for a minute.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring you back for the presentation.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.